on
You
fucking
gotta let
Kai
us know.
stream?
No,
Yes, you are.
I just got the notification. Welcome back to Octagon Outcast, the channel where we talk about all things MMA and dive into the deep world of mixed martial arts. With me, I have Simba with a K, Simba K, or
What's up?
Simba, and
Mm.
MMA Myers.
Yo.
So today we will be discussing each UFC champion's worst nightmare. So basically, we're gonna go through each champion and we're gonna determine their hardest matchup. And yeah. So first up, we have Alexander Pantoja, the flyweight champion, and I truly believe his UFC nightmare is Brandon Moreno. Brandon Moreno arguably won that first fight. In my opinion, he won. He won with one hand. And if you seen the what he did against the Arab guy, give me
Amir Abazi.
yeah Albazi. Give me Moreno 100%.
Agreeable.
I agree. No argument right there.
I think Pantoja's like worst enemy is good boxing anyway, and Brandon Moreno's boxing has just gotten better and better and better.
And then like the flyweight division is just like not stacked how it used to be anymore.
You can see
At least
with
not with
Steve
wrestlers.
Erceg. Steve Erceg
Yeah.
had the perfect game plan against Alex
Mm.
Pantoja, and if he didn't shoot that for that takedown in the last round, he would have been a UFC champ right now.
Which would be crazy because that was like his third fight in the UFC, I think.
Yep, he was ranked like 12.
So that would have been insane. That would have
Yeah.
been a jump right there.
So what's you guys' worst matchup for the
I mean-
champion? You agree?
For Pantoja,
Yeah.
I mean I agree with you, Moreno. Also, I think Brandon Royval could be a very good or have a potential shot against Pantoja if he ever does get the chance again.
Yeah.
Granted
believe
that
so.
it was a close fight between him and Pantoja the first time around anyway.
Yeah.
I believe
Again, his boxing's just gotten better.
I believe Charles Johnson also has a shot when because he's climbing the rankings right now, man.
Charles Johnson is solid. I just
I
don't know
believe
if
he
he's
definitely has a
nightmare.
shot.
I don't know if he's a nightmare matchup though.
I think
He's
has-
at 13 right now, so
he's climbing the ranking. I believe he has the striking, he has the wrestling. I feel like he can show some skills that'll be like critical.
All right. For our UFC bantamweight champion Merab Dvalishvili, I believe his nightmare matchup is Umar Nurmagomedov. But in saying this, it's either Umar or Figgy in my opinion. Those two guys are his nightmare matchup because one has Umar, for example, superior striker and arguably a superior wrestler, and Figgy is just he's a ex champion, really good striking, really good ground game. So I feel like he'll give Merab a lot of problems also. I do think he beats both those guys because I mean Merab's just insane, but those will be his two hardest fight in the division.
Yeah, I say Umar as well because of the grappling, right? So it's gonna be a lot of grappling exchanges. It's just gonna come down to who's the better striker, and Merab does dip his head a lot, but still he's definitely the better grappler. So it's just gonna come down to who wants it more. But that's definitely, I wouldn't say it's a nightmare matchup for Umar, but I'd say it's like a 50-50.
Okay. And
I also think Umar's a good as like actual comp for Merab, of course, but I think Merab at the end of the day does beat Umar. I think Figueiredo's gonna end up being featherweight or bantamweight champion because I
so?
think Figgy has great wrestling, of course, but also he has great striking also. And let me say this: he has good striking against people that strike. So like I feel like against Rob Font, Cody Garbrandt, and what's his name, Chito Vera, he did great against those striking wise and wrestling wise. So I think if anyone is gonna usurp Merab Dvalishvili, it's gonna be Figueiredo. Figueiredo's gonna become the new bantamweight, and I say a year and a half at the earliest.
okay, I agree. Ilia Topuria, the featherweight champion. Honestly, no glaze. He doesn't have a nightmare matchup. He beats everybody in the top 15 in 155, top 15, 35, and top 15 and 45. He doesn't have a single nightmare matchup. No guy here can give him any problem. That's my answer. He's the king of
It's
kings.
not. It's not ridiculous to say at all. To be fair,
It's not a bad answer. It's not.
it's
a bad
not, because look at the featherweights. The featherweights right now, the only one he really would have to be worried about was Max Holloway, and then we saw what he did to him a couple weeks ago.
I think Diego Lopez is going to be his hardest thing.
It's gonna be his hardest, but I still think he beats Diego Lopez.
Exactly.
I would love Diego Lopez fight. I would love. I know people are like, oh, Essen Barboza. I would love that matchup because Essen Barboza striking, but Topuria got better grappling and everything, right? He's a better boxer still, but Essen sets up them kicks so nasty.
Yeah.
I also would love a Yair Rodriguez. I get he just got knocked out by Volkanovski, who Topuria just beat, but Yair has that flashy style also that can catch things off guard. But yeah, Topuria still has better wrestling, so he can do the same thing that Volkanovski's seeing. But those are matchups that I would love to see in general as a fan.
Yeah.
Yair's on 2-loss streak, isn't he?
Yair?
Yeah.
Yair Rodriguez, yeah.
He fought Volkanovski and Volkanovski.
And then
got finished both
Ortega.
fights. Yep,
And
finished both
Ortega,
fights.
yeah. So
I think he needs a tune-up or two, but before he gets that shot.
He needs another match before he come back. So definitely.
Yeah.
And also, I think just again, who else? I honestly don't know who else could even be close.
I remember before Topuria became champion. I remember me and Trenton was talking about that. Yair should fight him next. We was talking about that, so I remember that a little while ago.
Yeah. All right. Lightweight UFC champion Islam Makhachev, and I wholeheartedly believe his hardest matchup. A lot of people are gonna say Charles Oliveira, or at one point maybe a Matias Gamrot, or even I remember everybody was saying BSD would be his hardest thingy. His nightmare matchup is Paddy Pimblett. Hear me out. Paddy Pimblett is getting built up to be the next thing, the next Conor McGregor, the best thing since sliced bread. He has, he's obviously good on the ground. He submitted Bobby and like faster than Islam did, and decent wrestling, decent grappling, and his striking is bad, but like Islam has really good striking, but I don't think he will put him in any danger. So his nightmare matchup is Paddy Pimblett.
Say Paddy.
Paddy Pimblett.
I mean, I can say Topuria too, even though he hasn't fought it. Yeah, I can say Topuria also. That's not even no glaze, you know how we just had our little argument with Conor about Topuria, but this is just me being real. I can see Topuria being a hard matchup for him. I can definitely see Paddy Pimblett being a hard matchup for him because of the grappling and everything, the grappling exchanges. He hasn't really fought a grappler with those type of exchanges. He just fought mainly like good strikers who do have good, grappling, like brown belts, black belts, and everything, right? But he hasn't fought that core guy that's gonna test him.
And that's what Paddy Pimblett's gonna do.
Yeah.
I got 3 answers for that against Islam.
Nobody's expecting me to say that, huh?
I'm going to say, because Islam, of course, him being top of the game right now in the featherweights, or the lightweights, I mean, I think his only real nightmare fight would be Topuria. But I also think Charles Oliveira has a very good shot of taking the belt back. And Paddy Pimblett's not a bad shot as well. You're shaking your head. I'm telling you, Oliveira's coming back.
I can believe that too. That Oliveira's coming.
I think Oliveira loses his next fight.
Michael Chandler
against Michael Chandler.
I think Michael Chandler beats him. But we're gonna say that for later on in our next video. But yes, that is who I believe. Next up, our welterweight champion Bilal Muhammad, probably the worst champion. Nah, he's not the worst. The worst champion probably fucking Pantoja. But our second worst champion, Bilal Muhammad. I'm joking. MMA Myers' teammate, maybe. I know y'all was the same gym. I believe his nightmare matchup in the division is Kamaru Usman. Kamaru is a better grappler. He is a better wrestler and a better striker, and just a better overall fighter, in my opinion. I think he goes in there with him, even on a short notice fight, and goes in there and makes it look easy, and ultimately finish Bilal Muhammad within 3 rounds, or 50-45. I like no, and that's no disrespect to him at all. I just think that Kamaru Usman, even though he's coming off of 3 losses, one of those being a finish, is just a different type of beast. If I know it's like MMA math, Kamaru Usman lost to Leon Edwards. Leon Edwards lost to Bilal Muhammad, so Bilal Muhammad beats Kamaru. But that doesn't work. That doesn't work. That doesn't work in the situation. Kamaru Usman has all the right tools to neutralize Bilal Muhammad and beat him, and that's my nightmare matchup.
That's agreeable as hell, though.
Yeah.
At the same time, because I understand. Well, yes, you mentioned Usman's on a 3-loss streak, but he goes against Chimaev on what, a week's notice? I think it was.
Notice, and arguably he didn't win the fight, but it
And
was
he
definitely not. He definitely didn't lose it.
He could have won.
He
Yeah,
did not
could've
win it, but he
won that
definitely
fight.
did not lose it, in my opinion.
And
So,
then, granted that he's lost twice in a row to Edwards, but the first fight, genuinely, I think that was a fluke win. He pulled that kick out of nowhere and it connected with no like hate towards Leon Edwards and stuff like that. But granted, we saw what he did after he won the belt, and he.
Fight for sure.
The second fight, I think Usman had a bit more of a chip on his shoulder, and he was just not willing to get like rush up in there with potentially getting knocked out again, which I think is what he needed, to be fair. If you put the pressure on him and actually try to rush in there and maybe take him down even, I think Usman would have been champion again.
excuse me, brother. I have
What's up?
a change. Bilal Muhammad's nightmare matchup is the one and only CP. Carlos Prates, the fighting nurse, the glasses I'm wearing. His is his hardest matchup. I believe Carlos Prates will stuff all his takedowns, hit him with that signature left hand, bam, and knock him out. That's my answer. Shout out CP, aka Carlos
I think
Prates.
we're forgetting someone as well, but I want Myers to speak first.
All right, go ahead.
I don't know. I
think-
literally just said that. I literally just said I don't think nobody can beat him right now, but I can't see Kamaru beating him. But that's just me. That's not even like just glazing type shit. But I can see Kamaru beating him. But anybody else just right now, I don't know. He's just on the tear right now. Look at how he did Leon. Like
He did Leon.
Leon.
I mean, he broke his spine. I believe he slammed it on his head. Now he said his back off though. That's a real thing.
So
Leon didn't. And again, I'm not gonna knock anyone that becomes a champion, but Leon didn't have a champion's mentality in most of his defenses. I can't be the only one thinking that, because he wasn't that entertaining defending his belt.
No,
if
he
I'm gonna be
wasn't.
completely honest, he wasn't entertaining
He
at all.
definitely wasn't.
And then for him to just completely get outclassed by a contender like that was just
I mean,
insane, coming from a belt holder.
Especially at the
But
order.
I think who we are forgetting is
Shavkat.
Shavkat Rakhmonov. I think
Yeah.
that he's gonna be some damage. If he I don't know if Kamaru versus Shavkat is confirmed or anything. It might be anything but confirmed. But I think the winner of that does move on to get a title
The
shot.
reason I didn't bring him up, it's not confirmed yet, but it's confirmed, like Myers said. The reason I didn't bring him up, because I do believe Kamaru Usman beat Shavkat Rakhmonov. So maybe that's a
It's
fight
not
we see
hopeful,
later on down the line. Maybe a Bilal Muhammad versus Shavkat for the #1 contender. But I truly think Kamaru Usman gets his belt back.
I
and
just think
moves
we
up.
gotta watch for him.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh no,
before, of course,
he's dangerous,
Usman-
but he's hittable.
Yeah, he's dangerous.
He's
That's
dangerous,
all-
but he's
that's
very
all-
hittable. He leaves his head right there, and he's getting pieced up by Jeff Neal. So just keep that in mind.
That's very.
Keep that in mind.
True.
Next up, our middleweight champion, DDP, aka Dricus Duplessis. His nightmare matchup is 100% Khamzat Chimaev. Khamzat Chimaev is everybody. If he can make your weight, he's your nightmare matchup. Maybe not Poetan, because that's a little too heavy. But I could see him going in there, and he takes him down. GG's. If Poetan doesn't knock him out, GG's. If you're in a welterweight, middleweight, or lightweight, and he can make your weight, GG's, bro. But Khamzat Chimaev is easily Dricus Duplessis' nightmare matchup. I think he goes out there and steamrolls him, and yeah.
I think we can all agree to that. We can all agree to 100%.
100%.
I also said, like, I know Izzy lost to him, but he was winning the matches and everything. But I want to say Izzy just I don't know what Izzy mindset is at right now. Like, I just say, like, if he was just back to fresh, younger, like fresh Izzy, that's definitely a matchup. But Izzy is just doing too many points.
You know what it is? I think I'm not comparing him to Conor McGregor, but he's in that same area. You know what I mean?
Well, he got the money and everything. The
he got
fame,
the money, he got the fame, he got the recognition. You know, he got the accolades.
I just think his ego's getting to him.
And not only that, he got over.
Or
he got over
you know what it is? He
100
doesn't.
fights.
I don't think him and Alex has a similar style. But what sets him apart for Alex is how dangerous and powerful he is. Izzy, if you think about it, is really not that powerful of a guy. He's a pinpoint accurate guy. That's what that's in his speed. So that's where his knockouts come from. But he's not
his
just a
downfall.
He's not
his
a-
downfall
yeah.
also. I feel like Izzy downfall is he trained Taekwondo. He trained with Van Ruben martial arts, one of the best Taekwondo kickboxing gyms, right? and he trained with them and everything, but he's just doing points fighting. He's not using what they utilize in the gym. If you go watch their training videos or you go watch their guys fighting and everything, them guys are they offensive heavy and everything. And I feel like he's been too much points out defensive, giving guys opportunity. If he just turn it up more and be how he is with his head movement and everything that he learned from copying Anderson Silva, I feel like he'd be a nightmare again. But as of right now, just staying defensive and everything is not good enough for him.
From what I'm hearing, we're gonna see Izzy versus Kaio or Imavov. Kaio or Imavov. Not Sabine, Imavov. So he's one of those two guys, yep. And I'll favor him against Imavov. And I think Kai, what's his name? Kaio
Barrio.
Kaio Barrio, I think it's a 50-50 fight because he also has that grappling aspect that he could still take in. So yeah.
To speak on what you're saying, I think so. Imavov, yeah, I'll get Izzy over Imavov, but if it does end up being Kaio versus Izzy, I'm saying that goes to the decision, and I think Izzy has the potential to beat him, but Kyle's on a streak right now, and I think he's very, very hot in the game.
I don't think it goes to decision. I think
there's a chance of it going to decision.
I think he just follows DDP's game plan, takes him down and submits him, in my opinion.
Oh, well, then there's that. But as I was going to say, I think someone we need to watch as well is Imavov right now. I don't know if y'all agree with me or not, but I think Imavov has potential to at least be in the top 3 in the next year.
I mean, he's in the top 5 now. The thing is, Sean Strickland beat him on a week's notice. So okay. I don't think, like, I think if you're an upper echelon fighter, I don't think he's there yet. I don't think he beats Khamzat Chimaev. I don't think he beats Robert Whitaker. I don't think he beats Izzy. I know he don't beat Sean Strickland. He doesn't beat DDP. I don't think even Kaio. I think he struggles with him. So I think he'd be one of those top 5 guys that's like kind of just hosts his like a Dustin Poirier maybe.
I think in a year he's gonna find his shot. I'd say in a year.
Yeah, I mean, eventually it's going to end up. Eventually, he's going to have to end up getting the title shot because I feel like Hamza just going to run through all these guys.
Not even the title shot. I just think he's going to move up.
He just move up. Well, I mean, man, I don't know, bro. He's just got some dogs in front of him that is going to be hard to beat. But that's just me using MMA math right now, so I digress. And next up, we have the light heavyweight champion Alex Poatan-Pieta, and his nightmare matchup is the one and only Magomed Ankalaev. Or, you know what? I change it. Jan Blachowicz. His nightmare matchup is Jan Blachowicz. We've seen it already. He arguably lost their first fight. Jan Blachowicz has like shins of steel, so his leg kick's not going to affect him that much. He doesn't get knocked out, obviously, because he was hitting him with some bombs. But you also can say that was because it was in elevation. So I don't know. And he also incorporates the grappling aspect. Which, you know, Poatan did good. He got up. He even synced in a guillotine, but he got out of it. But ultimately, I feel like his hardest matchup will be Blachowicz. Ankalaev, he has a wrestling background. He's not the best wrestler, nor do I feel like he would. I feel like he get knocked out before he can really get a wrestling thing going on. I think Jan Blachowicz is his nightmare matchup, in my opinion.
No arguments.
I agree there as well. I don't think Magomed beats Pereira, to be quite fair with you. I don't think he wrestles him, and I think he's going to end up getting knocked out by Pereira, if anything.
Agreed.
Like Mike Tyson said, everybody got plans to get hit in the mouth by that time.
Exactly. I don't think Ankalaev is very good with people that he can't read, or like unpredictable fight styles, I should say. But
yeah.
Next up, we have, as Dana White would say, the pound for pound, the GOAT, the greatest of all time, no other, John Bones Jones. And his nightmare matchup is absolutely no one, because if it's up to Dana White, no one would beat him. But in all reality, his nightmare matchup is Tom Aspinall. Does he beat Tom Aspinall? I truly believe so. But this is heavyweight. Heavyweights is a different type of ball game. You literally just need one shot. These guys hit hard. They're big, heavy. But I think if this goes past the first round, or the second round for John Jones, it's going to start pulling away from him, and I feel like John Jones will win it. I don't know if Tom Aspinall, he even said it one day. He didn't outright say it, but he said he's a heavyweight. He don't have, cardio. He can fight. He going to stay in the fight, but he don't have, like, crazy. We seen John Jones in hard foul rounders. He can go there. And you know, is he been in 23 fights without ever being knocked down or knocked out? So I think his nightmare matchup, if I had to pick someone, because it's John Jones and he technically don't have a nightmare matchup. Any nightmare matchup he had, he went out there and absolutely destroyed the guy. His nightmare matchup,
Especially Sergane. Everybody thought Sergane was gonna knock him out, and look at what he did to him.
Surreal gone. Yeah. His nightmare matchup is Tom Aspinall. By technicality. That's my answer. Anybody need to add anything on that?
No, I think everyone would agree that that would be his toughest fight if he were to ever fight again after Stipe. But I also think he's ducking Tom Aspinall. So
I don't think
he's ducking Tom Aspinall.
He's ducking him because he's interim champion. You don't skip the interim champion. You don't but listen, it's also John Jones' last fight. So
yeah.
That's also true. But
about John Jones right now, right? What does that do to his legacy fighting Tom Aspinall? Let's be real. What does it do?
It does. Tom Aspinall in the long run does not hold as much weight as Stipe.
So let me finish real quick. You got to look at this, right? John Jones is just looking at legacy right now. Mm-hmm. Fighting Tom Aspinall does nothing. He keeps saying that it's not about him ducking. He will fight him if he had if John Jones felt like he's worthy enough. Yeah. It's all about his legacy right now. He wants those big names, those MMA legends, those guys, right? Mm-hmm. Stipe Miocic, he champion, beat Daniel Cormier, right? John Jones beat Daniel Cormier, right? Mm-hmm. He want that legacy fight. That fight was already set in stone. John Jones got injured, so you can't also say he was ducking Tom Aspinall because this fight was already set in stone. Plus, the contract is already signed. I'm not gonna change my contract if I'm getting $30 million guaranteed to go fight somebody for like $10 million or less, right? That's another thing. You gotta look at the money aspect. So if you want to cancel the fight with Stipe Miocic, it's gonna be less money, right? But at the same time, John Jones is still marketing, right? So if he beats Stipe Miocic, right, because we're gonna give Stipe a chance. And everybody can call him a ducker, right? Dana White might just offer him some crazy type of money while he fights him, so it might also be a business game right now. But at the same time, I wouldn't say he's ducking what's his name, because he also thought about fighting Alex Pereira, which is a big name. So like right now for John Jones, it's about legacy. For granted, yes, he should fight him because it's for the interim belt and everything. Mm-hmm. But John Jones is just looking at legacy and money right now and to feed his family. That's how I look at it as.
Okay, so let me say this: do you think him fighting Poatan adds more to his legacy than fighting?
The reason being
Tom
because
Aspinall?
the reason being,
I'm asking.
Glory kickboxing.
Okay.
I think so.
Okay.
Glory kickboxing champion and everything, beat multiple UFC champions, came into UFC on a rampage, and I feel like John Jones sees something in Poatan that he saw in his younger self about him coming in as this this new kid and everything. And don't get me wrong, Poatan had all the glory kickboxing and everything, but he just coming in on the tear, right? John Jones had the D1 wrestling coming in on the tear, beating these guys. So I feel like John Jones sees something like that because he's beating all these legends and all these champions, and John's like, fuck, I want something in it on that. If I can beat him, I got the biggest name. I'm already big as John Jones, but if I beat Pereira and show him that he's no god, then yeah, this add more to my legacy versus fighting Tom Aspinall.
Let me ask
and
you
don't get me wrong, I agree he should fight him.
Okay, so John Jones said he fights around 235. Alex said he walks around 230, 240, right? So they're going to come in at the same weight. Let me ask you this. If John Jones goes in there and strikes with him and don't wrestle at all, who you got to win that fight?
Oh, Alex Pereira all day.
Alex Pereira, he's getting knocked out.
He's a better striker. Yeah, John got elbows and everything, but you're not about to fight a pure kickboxer, kickboxer who went a glory kickboxing and beat people up. You're not gonna beat a pure kickboxer up like that. Like you're gonna have to wrestle him. You strike with Alex, you're going to sleep. All it takes is one shot.
Agreed.
And Alex has that knockout power. John hit hard, but he don't have that knockout power like Alex. Let's be real. He don't have that.
No.
Yeah, agreed. Our UFC strawweight champion, Zhang Weili, her nightmare matchup is absolutely no one because she's on a tear right now. Unless your name is Rose Namajunas and she moves back down to strawweight, I don't truly think anyone. Actually, her nightmare matchup would be no, because then she's moving up to a different. She don't have a nightmare matchup in her division. In her division, she doesn't not have a nightmare matchup. Lupi Gardinas looked good at one point. Tabitha Ricci, I truly think she lost against Angela Hill. No, not Angela Hill, but it was close. So like Tabitha Ricci's not that good. Amanda Ribes not that good. Mackenzie Dern, she's the best looking one in the division, but her striking is atrocious, and she needs better wrestling. We've seen what happened to Amanda Lemma. She just got beat up for 5 rounds. Jessica Andrade, no, already saw that. For Farina, I think that chick has. I can't even say it because I forgot, but you know what I'm thinking. If you know, you know.
Oh my god.
If you know, you know. I'm
Oh,
gonna leave it at that.
jeez, you can't say that.
I didn't say anything, but yeah, there's nobody in her division that is a threat to her. So,
There can be Weili Zhang, the strawweight division.
yeah,
Yeah, strawweight.
Zway Zhang. So, Simba, who do you think is her nightmare matchup?
Yeah, as you said, who else is gonna beat her right now?
Yeah.
The closest was Jan, and Jan almost knocked herself out, I think, or something like dumb shit like that
Yeah.
in that fight. So who else could possibly at this point in time, besides Thug Rose, and Thug Rose moved up in weight, who else potentially has a shot against Zhang Weili?
Thug Rose isn't how Thug Rose used to be. I don't know what happened.
There's also that too. She just lost to Blanchfield, right?
Honestly,
and-
I think Tatiana Suarez can do it.
I was going to say that, but she's been so inactive. She hasn't fought in a
Yeah.
long time. So, I
She has
just.
been active, but she got the
So-
grappling. She got the grappling beat Weili.
She hasn't fought in over a year. So, I didn't. And she got
I think she just had, if I'm not mistaken,
She's something wrong with her, but yeah, she pulled out of a fight recently. She's supposed to have a fight, but she pulled out.
Yeah.
Next up, our women's flyweight champion, Valentina Shevchenko, in my opinion, the greatest woman MMA fighter of all time. I know people say, what's her name? Brazilian chick. I don't think
Amanda
so.
Nunes?
Amanda Nunes. Valentina Shevchenko arguably won a fight against Amanda Nunes, I heard. I didn't watch it, but from what I saw, she's a very dominant champ. And her nightmare matchup is no other than number 2 ranked Manan.
I think it's Manan.
Yeah, Manan Furiat.
Fioriat or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Furiat. She is a French chick, really good boxing and stuff. She really good boxer, and she has really good takedown defense. If I'm not mistaken, she didn't get takedown at all in her fight against. Her takedown defense is 61%, so it's not as good as I thought it was. But she made Blanchfield, who was looking like the best thing since sliced bread, look human. She beat the shit out of Blanchfield. So
yeah.
I think, and they had some back and forth on Twitter recently. So I truly think that's her nightmare matchup. I have Valentina winning that fight. She's older, but I don't see nobody really beating her right now.
Yeah,
So,
I agree.
Yeah, I think that's her nightmare matchup. Simba?
I mean, again, who else at this point? Because Alexa Grasso, no. I don't think Blanchfield has a shot against Valentina right now. Other than Manon Fiora, I don't see really anyone unless we see some movement in the bottom 5. But again, Thug Rose just came off a loss to Blanchfield. Other than that, no, not Jessica Andrade, right? I'm tweaking, right?
Yeah.
Who the hell was just fighting for the? Never mind. But yeah, no, I don't think anyone at this point in flyweight division
Alexa
touches
Grasso?
Valentina. Alexa Grasso, I don't think so.
They said who was just fighting for what title? I mean, last person to fight
I was
in her
thinking of
division was
the
Alexa
bantamweight.
Grasso.
I was thinking of bantamweight.
Oh, Juliana Pena and Raquel Pennington.
And
But
Raquel
she would
Pennington,
have
yeah.
to,
Yeah.
she would have to move up. Speaking
No, that's
of
what-
women's
Her and
bantamweight,
Jessica Andrade.
our champion Juliana Pena, her nightmare matchup is Kayla Harrison and
Oh, I was about to say,
Juliana.
please. I like, please.
Her,
Please, you have to say
her
that.
nightmare matchup is Kayla Harrison and Juliana. Not Juliana. Kayla Harrison and dang, she just retired. Holy shit.
Amanda Nunes.
Amanda Nunes.
Yeah.
Oh, and
But
a
she
sleeper
can't-
one.
yeah.
A sleeper one.
Yeah.
Norma Dumont.
No,
I
we
think all
but
3 of those people are her nightmare matchup.
supposedly Amanda Nunes is about to come back because she's getting
And-
hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think she's coming back after Kayla Harrison and Pena fight. And Pena arguably lost her last fight. She got knocked down.
Yeah.
She lost like rounds 1, 3, and 5, I
think it was
believe,
too-
or
yeah, I
1,
think it
2,
was
and
too
5.
much.
Yeah, but so,
She
I
wasn't
don't
used to
know.
that weight cut. She wasn't used to that weight cut. I
And
believe.
she was just it's not even this. It's her division. I think she just took too, like she wasn't fresh. She took too much off.
Yeah.
And Raquel Pennington, she should have finished that fight, honestly. So it's a lot. But yeah, I think Juliana is very beatable. She's tough. I mean, if you're not getting knocked out by Amanda Nunes, she's tough. But I think Kayla Harrison, Norma Dumont, and Amanda Nunes are all her nightmare matchups.
Okay.
I mean, I agree as well. To be
Yeah.
quite fair, it's been very cut and dry with the women's divisions.
It's
Like,
very
Yeah.
cut and dry. I mean,
100%.
you know, They're good, but like when
There's been like a hiccup or two, but that was Bueno Silva beating the shit out of Holly Holm, and then Bueno Silva shit the bed. So
yeah,
I can't even say that anymore.
was crazy.
But
She, I don't know, she caught her in some shit too, so that was
Mm-hmm.
weird. That was weird. We went through every single champion. We went through all champions. Like we gave all our nightmare things. This was it second or third video? Second video, so make sure to leave a like, make sure to comment what should we record next. We will be back later this week to record a prediction video, and probably around Monday or Tuesday we will upload another next week, just a recap on everything about the card. And yeah, this is Octagon Outcast with your hosts Trenton, Svmba, and MMA Myers. Till next time, peace.